So Tim, tell me a little bit about nutrition. Where do I start?
Okay, like when people come to me wanting to know about nutrition, the first thing that I need to come to terms with them is it needs to be simple and they need to take responsibility, which often is where it ends for a lot of people because it means that they need to change. The biggest problem that we have with most people coming in to see me doing a challenge or any other kind of health related issue is the elimination cycle. There's not enough waste coming out of the body compared to what's going in, and that's typically where I start. Even if the person looks quite skinny a lot of the time they want to put on some muscle mass or what have you, I typically find that their water intake is inadequate for their bowel to function correctly, so that's where I address first. That's what I address first.
So you're saying they're not shitting enough?
Basically, some people are just simply full of shit.
Nasty. So what are the symptoms of someone who's not shitting enough?
Yeah, well, anything that makes you feel like you're lacking in energy is a symptom of like you're not getting rid of enough toxic debris that are in your bowel and just other systems of the body. Your glands basically get clogged up with toxic metabolites. Your lymphatic system gets blocked up with toxic metabolites, and its job is basically as a sponge. It deals with the toxins that your metabolism creates, or your day-to-day living, what you're eating. Basically, it's the exhaust pipe. It's helping you get rid of toxins.
So how do I know when I'm not shitting enough? Apart from, I've been doing this all my life. It's a normal amount of shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do I know?
Yeah, there's a lot of misconception. Basically, you create 3 feet of matter, like an average adult creates 3 feet of matter a day, of waste matter a day. We're talking about fecal matter. We're not talking about urine, just fecal matter. It's 3 feet. Where's my tape measure? So that's what I like to do with my clients because it kind of gives them a bit of an image. This is 3 feet. That long. Can you see all of that?
Yeah, bro. But how thick?
Right, now that is directly proportional to the diameter of your anus.
What about milk?
Okay, milk in the old days, good stuff, especially raw milk. Raw milk has been proven to be the only good dairy source, but it has to be raw, that we humans can consume effectively. Most of the milk you get these days is reconstituted, it's pasteurized, apparently for our safety, and it's also homogenized to make it consistent. And the problem with homogenized milk is it can pass through all kinds of natural barriers that we have within our digestive system to get out things we don't need and so on. So it doesn't actually increase bone density, and the thing is, it never has, other than raw milk.
What about the milk with extra calcium?
It's just more processed crap, basically. And I don't want to step on anybody's toes because you could be watching this and you're from the dairy board industry or what have you. But if you've done the research, because I did a paper on dairy, what the dairy board considered with milk and so on, and followed the research, and the research came back. Raw milk was by far the best absorbed and best calcium source that we can use as humans.
But they're not allowed to sell raw milk, so it's catch-22. Exactly.
Like you can go to some places to buy raw milk, but it's in a very limited amount and you have to have a special license for that. But say you can buy biodynamic raw milk because they've got a license, because they feed their animals up on traditionally what the animals originally would have been fed on. So lots of herbs and a variety of grasses and so on when you're talking about cows. And let's face it, you're older than 6 months old, you don't need milk. We're weaned off like any other animal on this planet. But we humans.
Yeah. So what about cheese and stuff like that?
Well, cheese is an indulgence.
Yeah.
And it should be considered that way. It's not something you have 3 times a day or so on, because it will, like anything else, become congested and create a problem. Because it is a very high calorie source.
Bread? I heard you singing about bread there.
Yeah.
What have you got to say about bread?
Okay, it's something that gets the majority of the people that come in here with a weight problem and show me their muffin top, or expose the muffin top, so to speak. It is the result of consuming bread, baked goods, and cereals, things like that, and obviously not consuming enough water with it as well. Like per Weet-Bix, we just took on a Weet-Bix or something like a Weet-Bix, so just so sanitarians don't get all scared. It's basically, it takes a litre of water for your body to deal with that amount of fibre. It's a litre of water. And how many people out there consume about 4, 5, maybe even 8 Weet-Bix in one sitting, yet they won't drink on top of that 4, 5 or 8 litres of water. In fact, a lot of people that eat a lot of bread and have a lot of cereals will have things like the processed milks and probably juices and soft drinks more than they actually have water. So they definitely have concrete in the bowel, is what I'd like to term it.
So that your daily sandwich, that's right though, isn't it?
Your daily sandwich contributes to congestion as well. It depends on what's on that sandwich. Take a ham sandwich, which, you know, in my opinion is probably the worst thing, or worst combination you could ever have. Chuck some cheese on it, and it's a killer. It's like a McDonald's burger. It goes down pretty quick. You're not particularly satisfied, but what it will do to you on the inside is create so many problems. One, the high amount of gluten, the high amount of sugar from the bread itself. It gets converted into glycogen very quickly, creates a bit of an insulin spike. Then you have, from that, you say the ham or the meat that you have inside that sandwich, proving to be a really bad combination, ends up being like 108-hour digestive transit time. It's over 3-4 days of crap rotting in your bowel before it even thinks about coming out as waste.
So how's the crap getting past this crap that's sitting there?
This is the phenomenon with, say, irritable bowel or impacted fecal matter. If you've never heard of that, have you heard of that?
I have, yes.
Yes, impacted fecal matter. Just think about those 3 words, because it's disgusting. Yeah, as a good example is John Wayne. He died with 33 pounds of impacted fecal matter in his bowel, basically twins.
Wow. Okay, so I'm not going to eat bread anymore. What the hell am I going to eat?
Well, it's not about not eating bread, but it's kind of about being aware and being responsible for what you're doing. If you do not go and eliminate the amount of waste that you create in a day, then you are always going to be on the back foot. You're not going to be the optimum athlete or at your optimum health that you may want to be at. And, you know, you'll have all kinds of problems as a result of that. And there's many, from being tired, lacking in energy, being grumpy, being moody. It's got a lot to do with hydration and a lot to do with the fact that you're full of shit. And you've got to get that stuff out because it will make you mad. Simple as that.
Having that shit sitting inside you can't be good. I mean, is it sort of leaching and it's a waste product, right? It is. So it's going to be poisoning you from the inside.
Yes, and that's exactly what it does. It works like a poison. It's been toxic. It's been very acidic. It will accumulate in the joints, and as your body starts to, when you are congested, and let's just say you're a very overweight person, you may go to the toilet once a day and get rid of about that much amount of crap, which isn't much, but you can say, yes, I am regular, and you're not drinking too much water. Your joints will start to load up on a whole lot of adipose or fat tissue, and you can see that in a lot of overweight people, how they hold it in the fat. And you'll see little lipids will start to form on the skin. These little tags, they're called cholesterol tags, and those things, they come about because basically the blood's dirty and the body's got to put them somewhere. And all the body's concerned with is the vital organs being able to function, because that's life. And they will just keep on pushing crap out. You get arthritis, you'll get all kinds of problems happening. But one more thing to say about milk. In this country has a inclining osteoporosis problem. It's inclining every year. It's increasing, and every year we're told, or these people are told, to consume more dairy products, yogurts, what have you, cheeses, And the problem is, it's not decreasing. More and more people are getting osteoporosis, and this concerns the hell out of me, because these people are easily led, and they're getting worse with their arthritis and osteoporosis.
So why is this happening? Is it just you that knows about this? Or?
No, there's a lot of people that know about this. My point is, if milk was such a good thing, if dairy products were such a good thing, and let's face it, it's from a completely different species of animal. If it was such a good thing for us, why are we getting worse? And I'd love to give that to the dairy board.
They may well
Maybe
be
I
have. So, I've just had a baby.
Yep.
What do I feed it?
What do you feed the baby?
Yeah.
Breast milk.
Yeah, and then into toddler.
Yeah, well you keep that baby onto breast milk. It's very interesting. There's all kinds of thoughts behind it as to how long you should keep these babies on breast milk, and then of course there's those babies that don't want breast milk, but there's a very good reason why those babies don't want breast milk, and it's just a symptom of the health of the mother. And so when you already had the baby, so obviously you have to work with what you can work with, but watch the process side of things. There's a lot of formulas out there that are fortified with all kinds of crap that have never ever been evident in nature before. Yet here you are exposing your child to these things, and of course as a result you'll get glue ear and there'll be all kinds of crap that happens to these poor children. And you can get impoverished nations, third world countries where babies are born all the time, haven't even seen a cow, you suck the tit of one, and these babies typically come up fine. Look at good examples of some of the Asian countries in Vietnam, where they'll be miles away from any kind of what we would term civilization, or shopping amenities and so on, and they have healthy babies. So it's a good question, but it's got a lot to do with what you have been exposed to as a mother, and how healthy you are as a mother in giving your produce to your baby. When people come to me for a challenge, or they have some health condition and they definitely need to change, typically I will start the conversation out with, I can see you, I can see what your postural issues are, I can see what your weight's like and so on, I can see why you're here coming to see me now, so I know what you need, and deep down I know that you know what you need. And now it's time for you to take responsibility for that. And if you can grasp that, then you will be successful and really mean it.